defining moment that made you go, I'm going to shift into politics and seek pre-selection as you did in Mount Lawley ahead of 2017?
I'm going to throw my good mate Tim Hammond under a bus right now. Tim and I were having a chat one evening, and he said, "Why don't you?" He said, "You know,
A lawyer to lawyer chat.
A lawyer to lawyer chat." He said, "You know, you live in Mount Lawley. You've lived in the neighbourhood for years. You got married at the local church. Your sons were both born at the local hospital. You know, people know who you are. You'd be a credible candidate. Why don't you throw your hat in the ring?" I went around, had a chat to a few mentors, a few friends, and got a sense of whether or not people thought that I'd be a credible candidate. And I was pre-selected unopposed to run as the Labor Party candidate, and it went from there.
How have those first sort of 3 and a bit years was stacked up then as a first-time Member of Parliament?
Yeah. So I didn't really go in with any particular expectations. I found it an incredibly rewarding job. I found the electorate of Mount Lawley to be incredibly sophisticated and incredibly engaged. People are often coming to me and talking to me about issues and concerns. I think about lifting the statute of limitations for victims of child sex abuse so they can prosecute pedophiles. And I think about the implementation of some of the recommendations from the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody, recommendations that have been sitting there for 30 years waiting to be implemented. Things like the fines enforcement legislation that we got through last year, the custody notification service, and those sorts of things. And I just think we've done great work. You know, we've done incredible work in the time since I've been in Parliament, and it's been an incredible privilege to be part of that, because I know that for those groups in the community, the legislation that we've passed has provided them with access to justice, which brings me all the way back to where I started, you know, when I was growing up with mum and dad, when I was at university, and when I was a lawyer. So, yeah, coming past that, post-COVID, what an incredible challenge. I mean, it's just, I gave a speech on Wednesday night in reply to the budget that Ben Wyatt had presented to the Parliament, and I just sang the praises of the Cabinet, because it's an incredible team who've tackled COVID. And I think the work being done by the Premier, by Roger Cook, by Michelle Roberts, by Ben Wyatt, you can just see that this is a Cabinet working cohesively to try and preserve and protect the community of Western Australia, to try and look after our best interests and put us on the best possible footing to move on to the next stage.